we only have 1 week, y'all. We only have 1 week until that moon becomes eclipsed, until she goes red, and you actually will be able to see it in North America. So I don't advise you to go look at the moon because you don't want any of those baleful rays, but if you are inclined, girl, all you. So this is not our first lunar eclipse in Pisces. We had one last year, and there was a bunch of indications that it brought. The first major one is seditions, rebellions, and uprisings. Alomi talks about how eclipses in Pisces are always indicative of those things. But the other topic I really want to mention, and we talked about this in the last video, is that Saturn in Pisces with lunar eclipse in Pisces here indicates the corruption of waters, scarcities, extremities, contaminations. These are all things related to Saturn being a literal corruptor, being a malefic in a water sign with an eclipse also there too. I also did want to mention that there's something related to the death of nobles, the death of wealthy people. The wealthy, nobles, religious leaders, those are all signified by Pisces here. There's usually a tie to Christianity, but because Saturn is here, it's those who use Christianity as a way to shield their corruption, those who pervert Christianity. Those would be things related to Saturn in this sign here. But it's also important to note that we have, you can't really see it, but it's Sagittarius rising in this horoscope. And the horoscope of an eclipse will always tell you who is impacted, what types of people will be impacted, and also locations as well too. So Sagittarius off the bat is judges, it's courtiers of the king, so people who are like in the cabinet of the king. It would be people who are teachers, it would be people who are scholars, people who are philosophers. These are all people related to Sagittarius. And there seems to be the emergence of some sort of diplomat, some sort of advisor, someone who is a champion of the people, someone who's a champion of children, someone who's a champion of women. That's because the ruler of Sagittarius is that Jupiter right there in Cancer. Now Jupiter is also making a trine to Saturn, making a trine to the eclipse as well too. And so this is kind of a benefic eclipse. I don't want to say eclipses are benefic because they are not. But there are positive indications for this eclipse. You're gonna wanna watch for the rise of just leaders, of coalitions of people, but also Jupiter in Cancer has indications for sailors, the rise of just sailors, people who are engaging in the sea. There's something about legalities of the sea or international disputes around the seas. So we're gonna also wanna keep an eye on that as well too. There may be also some champion on behalf of LGBTQ people, on trans people, non-binary people, just because there is some sort of legal corruption we're seeing here. And that's usually one of the things that's indicated whenever you have something impacting like Sagittarius or Pisces, is that it has to deal with corruption of judges, the corruptions of the law. But there is someone who is advocating for justice. There's someone who's going to emerge either on an international stage or a legal stage to set some sort of precedent, to set or advocate for something righteous. But we're also seeing with Jupiter making that square to Mars here, that's not too good here. This is what indicates